Greetings and welcome back to Gothic Homemaking, where I continue to show you what all of the big stores are offering this Halloween season. Now, last year I started something of a tradition, a little something called the Rubber Clucker Awards. That's annoying. I'm gonna choke your chicken. No, I'm not. Anyway, Kmart won the Rubber Clucker Award last year because their Halloween offerings were practically non-existent. But that's easy to understand if you consider this. Kmart's been around since the 1800s. At the height of their popularity in the 90s, they had over 2,000 stores. But last year they filed for bankruptcy, and they went from plus 2,000 stores to just over 100 of them. So they probably had bigger fish to fry than creating Halloween goodies for spooky kids like you and me. So this year I wasn't going to go there at all. But I stumbled into a Kmart recently, and I was very surprised by what I saw. Take a look. I entered one of our local New York City Kmarts, and I descended into the bowels of the store where there was in fact a Halloween section. I think it's safe to say that Kmart is known for having lower priced items, and sometimes that's going to reflect in the quality of the goods. In the skeleton section I found pretty much what I was expecting, and as a case in point they had this little fellow, which was very similar to an item I found at Michael's or Joann's, but I'd say of lesser quality. I did, however, really like this skull. The eyes light up, which is not really my thing, but the sculpture is good, and it actually holds a candle, so you know I love the functionality of it. This is an item I can imagine being in my lair year-round. I'd also give an honorable mention to these pumpkins. They're very simple, but the metallic color and lace goes a long way to making an inexpensive item look elegant. They also had these lanterns, and while I'd never buy an item with the word Halloween on it for year-round use, I think the spiderweb design is really nice. I could barely keep my emotions bottled up when I saw these gems, but then, as usual, I flipped my lid when I couldn't flip their lids. Now, I don't normally go for the animated items because they're too kitschy for my taste, but I thought this clock was super cute. Sadly, I don't think it tells time. These crystal balls are by Jaclyn Smith, and we're going to talk about her more in a minute. I really like the sculpture, but they'd probably need a repaint, and I felt the quality was a bit more budget than what we've come to expect from her items. The lighting mechanism, for one, seemed a bit underwhelming, but who knows, maybe they look good in the dark. A more enlightening item were these black artificial candles. While I'd never have fake candles in the lair, I really loved the design. Although again, I wish they were heavier because they would have seemed higher quality. Now, you may not know this, but Jaclyn Smith is a hero of mine. Whenever I see her tag, I think, okay, here's the good stuff. Someday, like her, I'd like to have my own line of tasteful Halloween decor in stores. Just look at these amazing glass pumpkins from her fall line. They're really wonderful. As were a lot of her other items this year at Kmart, like this exquisite skull candle holder. The sculpting is superb. Take out the electric candles and put in some real ones, and I can easily imagine this in the actual castle of an actual vampire king, which is how I choose home decor. I was also fond of these skulls, and to be completely honest, I don't think I know what these insects are supposed to be. But truth be told, it didn't exactly bug me either. I Darth Vadered through the store to another shelf of her items, and there I found this spectacular piece. This glittery crow atop a tombstone is wonderfully sculpted, and at first glance I assumed the years on the tombstone marked the life of Edgar Allan Poe. But upon Googling those years, I found Carolyn M. Kirkland. Mrs. Kirkland was a writer in the 19th century, clearly not as well known as Edgar Allan Poe, but, and here's the kicker, they knew each other and were part of the same social circle, and apparently Poe thought of her as a significant American writer. Now, I don't know if this is a coincidence or if Jaclyn Smith and Kmart did this on purpose to attract attention to a pioneer female American author, but if they did, I applaud you. That is sheer brilliance, and it would be one hell of an Easter egg. If it's just a coincidence, well, I just found out about a great author, and so did you. Who said Gothic home decor couldn't be educational? Getting back, they also had these birds, which would be great on your porch or as part of your haunt, but I wouldn't exactly be raving about them for year-round decor. It's 100 floors of fright. They ain't all gonna be winners. And this bird is definitely not a winner. These owls might be a wiser choice though. They also had this crystal ball with decent lighting and sound effects. Though unfortunately, the spirits say that it's too light to feel like a high quality item. For a brilliant crystal ball that's heavy, well sculpted, and has one of the best effects I've ever seen, check out the one I got at TJ Maxx this Halloween season. You can see my TJ Maxx review right here on this channel. But having said all of that, Kmart is back. I was completely blown away by some of the items, and some of them are absolutely amazing for year-round use in your lair. So needless to say, Kmart does not get the Rubber Clucker Award this year. That honor goes to Orville Dedenbacher. Uh-oh!